Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. Big news today, folks. We are checking out the teaser trailer for Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon. Let's check it out.
Let's go.
Oh, we're getting gladiator vibes here.
Like the, yeah, it's like, this is very much Gladiator.
Story of the Princess Issa.
Not anymore.
In myth, she was called the Redeemer. It was said this child would stop the madness of war.
Oh, there's our guy.
That she was to usher in a new age of peace and compassion.
Speaking of Gladiator.
Oh.
I was given memories of a world I will never see.
What
Loyalty
the hell?
to a king I cannot serve.
Is that a griffin?
And love for a child I could not save.
What a mix of
Everything.
new and old.
I found her. Scar giver.
Oof.
I am a child of war. I was taught that love is weakness.
Whoa!
Between
It's
justice
like a
and revenge.
spider lady.
There is a price to pay for your defiance.
Charlie Hunnam.
Charlie Hunnam?
One moment.
Franklin Rollins?
I do love this part.
Hold on.
I don't want no trouble.
We're not here to bring any.
Are you ready?
Whoa, whoa.
You and I both know fear. Let's show them that we're not afraid. Let's show them we are
That-
more than the shackles that bind us.
Buckbeak!
That's what I was thinking. Whoa, we got all kinds of creatures.
And a man can fail. But a myth is indestructible.
The time has come for all that you love. Protect each other and show them no mercy.
Who among you is willing to die for what you believe?
So that's going to be our crew, huh?
Oh!
Oh, part one
this
and
is
two
not-
right away.
This is not that long of a wait.
It's like Zack Snyder, Zack Snyder, Zack Snyder. Hey, we got Zack on board, right?
Yeah,
Whatever you want.
Yeah, make sure so you can put his name on there.
Just real quick, I think before we run it back, to me, this felt like Dune, Narnia, Gladiator, and while I hadn't seen it, I kind of know the character, John Carter, a little bit. This felt kind of like all those movies together a little bit. Just real quick.
Yeah.
There was so much
So-
going on. We didn't say hardly anything.
So now we're going to play it back for you and stop it in spots that we feel we need to talk some more. So
it's interesting. There's futuristic
yeah,
technology.
right here.
and
right away we get into the Gladiator.
Right.
I mean, this, yeah, look, anybody who's a fan of movies and
Knows that scene.
knows this scene from Gladiator. It's a very iconic scene. The fact that they do it with a robot hand is a unique cut on it. I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like if you were to redo this scene with another human hand, everybody would be like, Oh, come on.
Yeah, I know.
Gladiator. But
Yep.
the fact that you're doing it with a robot hand,
yeah.
you're like, oh,
Yeah.
cool, Gladiator. So it's interesting
Yeah.
that they did this, but it works.
Yep.
So then right here I was thinking about
Thor.
Yeah,
right?
Thor.
The
Right.
Princess Issa.
And then they have Anthony Hopkins doing the voiceover.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, that's
In myth, she was called the Redeemer.
yeah.
It was said this child
See, I didn't know what
would
time it was
stop the
taking
Mad
place, and then you saw this
War.
stuff.
See, that's what's crazy.
So
We
then
have-
I went,
Okay, so here we have, right, they're wearing like what looks like an old school armor, but they obviously have futuristic weapons, behind them. So what we've seen through the trailer is a mix of very new technology and very, I guess you'd say, primitive tech.
Which is interesting because when we talk about Star Wars, and I know you haven't seen it, so I'm not going to do any spoilers, but everything in Star Wars seems futuristic, but it's they hit us with what everybody knows in a galaxy far, far away, a long time ago, as opposed to in the future with futuristic weaponry and vehicles and stuff like this. And that shot we got a few seconds ago coming in on that planet or moon felt very Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like Dune, how they didn't have like the modern weaponry. They used kind of primitive weaponry because of the shields and everything.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Well, I missed it, but like they are all wearing those eyes on the covers. There's a human hand though doing it.
Yes.
So then that right there is when I was like, all right, this is way more futuristic. They're taking down these nice big old ships right up here.
And it seems like there's so many different points of view going on in this, because like we see it from the spaceship people's point of view, and then we see it from the others, which is going to be interesting.
I was given memories of a world I will never see.
What is that back there?
Okay, so we have that in a very elite class here, apparently.
They're in black, so I don't think this is a good scene. Though,
it was interesting. A couple of these scenes gave me like Hunger Games, the Capitol vibes with their extravagant outfits, clearly being the wealthy. And let's not ignore. I mentioned it. We kept pretty quiet through the original run through, but there was a creature that looked very much like a hippogriff. I didn't really even notice the white one.
The white one behind,
I noticed the black one.
I noticed it right away because I didn't know they were going to show the second one. I was going to be like, "What the hell is that?"
That's our boy Buckbeak.
Loyalty to a king I cannot serve. And love.
So then we see another village getting torn down.
Yep.
So
they must go from planet to planet, or
just
something
try
like
to steal
that.
the resources. Yeah, this is where you can really tell.
Right. Okay.
How futuristic it is. Look at the bottoms of those ships.
And the ships are just rectangles.
Then back here, it looks like a giant eclipse. Yeah, going.
They better have Riddick in there somewhere.
I could not save.
I think she's one of our main stars, obviously.
Yep. So warning, I would think.
Look at those ships.
What do you think they want?
So there it is.
There you go.
And then with him, I was getting a strong M. Bison vibe.
He does kind of look like M.
Street
Bison
Fighter.
a little bit. I mean, he certainly looks like he's up to no good.
I wouldn't even thought of that. Yeah.
The freaking hat, and then he's got the cape.
Scargiver.
Okay, so she's known as Scargiver. Look at her just working people.
I am a child of war. I was taught that love is weakness.
You see what I'm saying here? How we're getting a point
Yeah.
of view now from
Her.
from these guys and the soldiers. And now when she was ringing that bell, I'm thinking that was who she is now, and before she must have been a soldier of some kind.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there's her house
Yep.
flag.
And then, okay.
Then
can we
what
talk
is
about
this thing? It's got a little fish on
the
there.
spider thing here.
Oh my goodness.
Difference between justice
And then obviously
Flaming swords.
and you have this giant creature.
I mean, it's hard not to get a few Star Wars vibes here with interesting
Rings here.
interesting alien creatures with humanoid faces, light up swords. Like it had a little bit more like almost like fire coming off the
more of a
sides, so
flameage.
it's not like a straight up lightsaber, but at the same time, it's like okay.
There is a price to pay.
Maybe
for
the
your defiance.
see it right there when he walked out. Oops.
I'm just pumped to see Charlie Hunnam in something.
One moment.
This is Seth Franklin Rollins.
And look at that window right there.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like the old Death Star window.
I don't want no trouble.
Like, just
Okay.
look at the
See,
devastation.
and this
there.
is a really interesting scene because
But they're using a clothesline. and stuff.
So it makes
Doesn't
me
look like
think
it's a
like
big-
Hunger. This is what gives me the Hunger Games vibes, is because of course in Hunger Games you had the district where it was all like miners. Here you see an old stone house with
like some sacks of grain or something there.
Before we saw stuff that looked like a well. You know, I mean, if you look at all these places, they look old, but yet the ships that are coming in are very futuristic looking. So this is what gave me, you know, like I said, that Hunger Games vibes that you have.
Not here to bring any.
Are you ready?
See, and that guy,
that Goro there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. And that basically looks like John Carter from what I've seen from the ads.
I mean,
yeah, here we got Goro.
You and I both know fear. Let's show them
Oh, a little bit of Doom
there's
there. The mask.
So then, but obviously it does some stuff, but not a lot. She's able to take it off.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
Let's show them we are more
So
than the
he's-
shackles that bind
And it
us.
looks like it was almost the same way that Harry tamed it too. He made sure he pet the beak nice and easy. What? Look at that guy.
That looks very Star Wars-ish to me, except obviously incredible detail. Look at the eyes and wow.
Yeah, very realistic.
A king
Almost
is
Pirates
a
of the
man
Caribbean
no
like.
one can
There you
fail,
go. That looked like Sting,
But a myth
the musician.
is indestructible.
See, and that kind of felt like Narnia there when the little girl had,
Then you have
had the bird.
The robot in the field.
The time has come for all that you love.
So then you see that. God,
Protect each
there's
other.
it, poor Charlie.
Show them no mercy.
Just look at the fight scenes. Yeah, right there's the eye again.
Yeah.
There's place.
Who among you is willing to die for what you believe?
There, I was kind of getting like kind of a Guardians thing, where
A
it's,
little bit, yeah. You know, like
4 people from different
different backgrounds all thrown together. Or again, like a Hunger Games, where a bunch of people from different districts have to come together to fight.
What I like is this right here. Yes, they go with part 1, but then right away part 2 is only 4 months later. It's not like you have to wait 2 years, 3
Right.
years, 4 months. So
And did they have anything at the end here?
they just go into the Netflix. Only
Okay.
Netflix, unless they throw something in real quick right here.
Nope.
So,
All right.
and there we go with that. This, I think, is going to be...
it seems like a combination of all of our favorite sci-fi and fantasy movies thrown together. I mean, like I said, there was elements of Narnia, Dune, Lord of the Rings, some Star Wars probably in there. Gladiator, even. I mean, Hunger Games, I think I said it. But anyways, just a mix of everything, and it looks to be done very well. And with Oak and I having recently seen the Snyder cut of the Justice League, I'm pretty sure Netflix just backed up the Brinks truck and said, how much you need? Make it happen.
So I need this guy, I need that guy, I need this guy. No, it looks like it's a smorgasbord of things that we would love to see, and I'm definitely ready, willing, and able to watch this.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like Zack Snyder is so talented. I feel like, kind of like mirroring what Mason Quinn had said, like, just make anything you want. And he said, well, it'd be cool if we could get like the old school Gladiator fans, Star Wars fans, throwing a little bit of Hunger Games, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, an old school battle. I mean, it looks very interesting. It looks pretty CGI heavy.
Yeah.
Which, look, anytime you're doing a movie or a TV series that is going to have futuristic looking ships and creatures, there's going to be some CGI, but it looks like it was done very well. It seems like it's going to be a very classic story of the big powers versus the rebels. They talk about the battles. I mean, the name of it is Rebel Moon for Pete's sake.
I'm assuming that a moon is going to be a rebel.
when we go back and talk about how many big franchises, right? Star Wars, Hunger Games. I mean, so many big franchises where you have the big bad empire versus, the rebels and the people that are fighting for what they believe in versus just, fighting for the empire. So it looks like it is hitting a pretty broad broad spectrum in the world of fandom. And I think people will like that. I think people will come because it's Netflix. They'll come because it's Zack Snyder, and they'll come because a preview or a teaser trailer like this is more than enough to at least get you on the hook.
Right.
And as Mason Quinn and I have learned, and of course the answer already previously has discussed, we're getting more and more into, things like this, these blockbuster productions that are Netflix series, that are TV shows, because you're able to tell so much more of a story over a longer period of time. And in fact, in our recent watch of the Snyder Cut, that was one of the things, like, this was incredible, but what would people have said if you're like, oh, by the way, go to the theater for 4 hours and 2 minutes? Now Zack Snyder is able to give us a full story in 2 separate parts. It's on Netflix. It'll be interesting to see. Netflix typically releases everything all at once. The classic Netflix binge, where Amazon, HBO, some of the other streaming services release it week by week. So I'm very curious to see how Netflix is going to do this.
Well, here they set their dates.
Yeah, they set their dates, but are they going to stick with the traditional Netflix, like, here's all the episodes, and let people binge, or will they try something new and do one per week or a set release for each episode? I'm guessing they're going to stick with the...
it's just 2 movies.
Yeah,
this is 2 movies. This isn't a series. It's 2 movies.
Oh, wow.
That's why there's part 1 and part 2.
Good thing the answer. I thought this was like, first half of a season. No, the second half.
Yeah, Child of Fire, and then part 2, The Scargiver.
Oh, I was for some reason I thought this was like a series, and I thought it was like first half of.
Well, don't you feel sheepish?
Like Walking Dead would do like first half, and then you take a break, and then they do the second half. That's what I thought part 1 was. Well. Even better.
The thing I'm wondering about is this an original story, or is this based off of something? Because we didn't do any research coming into it, so we're going to have to lean on all you folks out there.
Yeah, so let us know in the comments
if this is original, if this is from the mind of Zack Snyder,
if there's any book, any
comic,
short story,
or a novel, whatever. Yeah, let us know.
And also let us know how excited you are for this. See if you are ready to go for this ride with us. So we're definitely going to be watching out for this one.
We'll be there.
So for Appleton, Oak, Mason, Quinn, I'm of course the answer. We'll catch you on the next one, pals.